This episode is sponsored by YWCA Cass Clay. YWCA offers emergency shelter, housing, and supportive services to women and children escaping domestic violence and homelessness. Join YWCA on June 28th for an afternoon of inspiration when actress and humanitarian Ashley Judd comes to Fargo for YWCA's Empowered Women Who Rise Above event. Tickets are on sale now at ywcacassclay.org. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the InForum Business Beat Podcast. I'm digital editor Chris Kurzman, filling in for your usual host, Thomas Evanella, and I'm here to get you caught up on some of our latest business coverage from the forum. Let's start in downtown Fargo, where reporter Tammy Swift recently caught up with Jonathan Miller, co-owner of Fargo PhotoWorks, where Miller scans, retouches, restores, prints, and archives images of nearly every type and vintage. That means he's worked with everything from antique glass negatives from the late 19th century all the way up to modern digital senior portraits in his 25-year career. Miller says every photo has a little bit of a story. The location has a story too. The building that houses Fargo PhotoWorks at 510 10th Avenue North is tucked into a tree-lined residential neighborhood just off Broadway and has become synonymous with local photography. For nearly 40 years, the shop housed James M. Olson's JMO Photography, and in 2016, it was purchased by Kevin Taylor of Taylor Made Photography, who used the space for photo shoots, printing, and photo lab work. And he also shares the studio with another well-known Fargo photographer, Dan Francis. In 2019, Miller came on board as a partner, saying they, quote, wanted to make it a place where people could still get some printing and scanning done and offer services that had been offered by the now shuttered Harold's Photo. Miller says he believes Fargo PhotoWorks is probably the only full-service photo lab left in Fargo. It even features a dark room, although Miller says, quote, that's mostly used for fun. You can read the rest of that story from Tammy Swift and see photos of Miller at work on inforum.com. Western Products, a Fargo-based home improvement company, is celebrating 75 years in business. When asked what the firm's secret to longevity is, owner Mike Bollinger didn't hesitate with his answer. He says they, quote, care about quality and the products they sell are the best in the industry. Western Products was founded in 1948 by Peter Schuck, who started out selling lightning rods, Bollinger says. Bollinger was an independent CPA who provided accounting services for Schuck before purchasing Western Products from Schuck in 1984. Since its start as a lightning rod and siding company, Western Products has greatly expanded its product line and installation services to include things like windows, gutters, roofing, and cabinetry. You can read more of that story from reporter David Olson on our website. And a couple updates from our busy restaurant scene. In West Fargo, the Speedway Steakhouse and Event Center has closed and a buyer is being sought. The restaurant and events outlet has been closed since May 31st, and that's according to a message on the Speedway's Facebook page. The restaurant apparently had trouble remaining consistently open, with staff illnesses and worker shortages mentioned several times for closures on the eatery's Facebook page. Health issues of the Speedway's owners led to the decision to sell, a May 15th Facebook message said. And in downtown Fargo, denizens will no longer have to go far to get their farfalle, as the new Italian eatery Spaghetti Western held a soft opening this past Thursday, June 22nd. The husband and wife team of Fabrizio Zio Di Gianni and Bridget McGuire have poured their hearts into the renewal of the space at 524 Broadway to give it the welcoming feel of an Italian trattoria. Di Gianni says, quote, it's a little dream come true, it is. And he adds that they are very, very committed to hospitality and being a place that anyone can afford. The couple call it a soft opening because they can't serve beer and wine just yet. They have their city liquor license, but are awaiting approval for their state liquor license. They also need to get their point of sale system wired into the internet, which is proving to be more of a challenge than they first anticipated. Their goal is to be fully operational with liquor sales by July, they said. And finally, we head to Dilworth, where Tammy Swift filed another story from the Cottage Business Desk. Tammy visited Lynn Park's lushly landscaped yard, which is lovely, Tammy writes, but its beauty is more than flower deep. Many of the herbs, bushes, and trees in her yard have medicinal qualities, such as the bark of a cherry tree that calms coughs, or a valerian plant that helps with relaxation and sleep. A food scientist by vocation, Park has spent the last 15 years studying and promoting the medicinal effects of the plants around us. Now she's parlayed that knowledge into a cottage business called Kanji Naturals, through which she grows, makes, and sells herbal teas, tinctures, salves, floral essences, perfumes, potpourris, and gomasio, a Japanese-inspired spice blend that replaces salt and pepper with a flavor-enhancing mixture of healthful herbs. Park is originally from Baltimore, Maryland, where she can remember sitting outside and daydreaming about the magnificent prize-winning yard that she would someday own. Park later went on to earn a master's degree in food science with a nutrition emphasis from Brigham Young University and spent the next 12 years working for large companies like Kraft and Stella Foods. Since moving to Fargo-Moorhead in 2000, Park has filled her yard with plants that have medicinal properties and began making teas that were a big hit with her friends. She eventually parlayed that interest into her business. Park now sells those products, priced mostly in the $8 to $15 range, online, or primarily through vendor shows like the Red River Market in downtown Fargo, which gives her an opportunity to provide face-to-face interaction with her customers, along with a little education. There's so much more to this story, including images of Park's backyard, which is beautiful, over at InForum.com. So please do check that out. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Business Beat Podcast. Your regular host, Thomas Evanella, will be back in our next episode. And be sure to keep an ear out for that show as Thomas caught up with Miles Montplaisir, also known as the You Betcha Guy, for a fun yet businessy interview. And as always, you can catch all of our business coverage by going to inforum.com/business. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Get 3 months of local news for just 99 cents a month. You'll get unlimited access to the news you need to stay engaged and connected to your community. Visit inforum.com/subscribe now to get 3 months of local news for only 99 cents a month.